signs, if you're dealing with a particular sign, you watch for the sign you're dealing with, not the sign that you are, okay? So if you're dealing with a Gemini, watch the Gemini one. If you're dealing with a Cancer, watch the Cancer one. So let's see. All right, so we're gonna start. If you're dealing with an Aries, what should you expect? All right. Last time I did this by the elements. Now I'm going to do it by the individual signs. So if you're dealing with an Aries, what could people expect? If you're dealing with Aries, what can they expect? 3 more shuffles. Okay. All right. Ooh, okay. Hello, it's Alex here in the house, and I'm here today reading today. You can expect communication from this Aries, absolutely. All right. So if you're dealing with an Aries, you don't watch for your sign. Keep that in mind, y'all. This is for the sign you're dealing with. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, you watch for Gemini. If you're dealing with a Cancer, you watch the Cancer one. So for the ones that are dealing with the Aries, what you can expect is the 5 of Swords, the Page of Wands. They're going to be communicating with you. And they're wanting to work on this, but they're very conflicted about you. So you have them really in their head. They're very conflicted. Why is the 5 of Swords here? So for some of you, this Aries has game-like ways or plays. All right, don't be fooled by this Aries ways of doing things. They're very conflicted about you, neither here nor there. But they do have faith that this could work out. So they're really optimistic about you and them working things out. But this Aries you're dealing with may have inconsistent player ways. All right. I think in the end, they're going to end up choosing to work on it with you. Some of you are going to clear the air with this Aries. If there was any conflict, I see you clearing the air. But this Aries basically has player-like tendencies, or they have a tendency to be player-like if you're dealing with an Aries, all right, or inconsistent. But in the end, I'm seeing them want to work on it with you. And you two will be communicating, a lot of communication coming in with you and that Aries, all right? So be aware of that. But just be aware they're very conflicted. They may have a tendency to play games or act player-like. But deep down inside, I think they're optimistic about this connection with you, or at least they're keeping optimism about this situation with you. A lot of communication coming in is what it's emphasizing, all right? So if you're dealing with a Taurus, let's see what you can expect. If you're dealing with a Taurus, the people dealing with a Taurus, what can they expect? No, not tonight, Lola. Maybe another time. Thanks for asking, though. Okay, for the ones that are dealing with a Taurus, what can they expect? Hey, Diana. Hey, if you're dealing with a Taurus, what could you expect? If the people are dealing with a Taurus, you can expect, well, 1 more shuffle is what you can expect. And some of you may be dealing with this Taurus in 1 month to 1 week, 1 year. Could be, see. All right, so right now they're really remaining, right now, whoever this Taurus is, they're really focused on their career, their job. That's a big focus for them. And they're all about their way or the highway right now. Why are they the 6 of Swords? And they're trying, some of you, this Taurus is like traveling, or they're moving. They're like not moving, but could be the case. But I feel like they're really impatient to kind of, so you and this Taurus had some difficult times, and they're trying to like move forward in a way, trying to get out of this turbulent situation in a sense. And what I'm getting the indication of, they're very career and money focused. I feel like you can expect them to be very well held back or secretive towards you, or just, they're very stubborn right now. This is a very stubborn individual. You can also expect for them not to give to this as much anymore, because I feel like they're, in a sense, they're kind of moving on, is what the immediate sense I got. And their career and money and business is a big focus for them, their job. Very, very, it's a one-sided situation between you two. It's too one-sided. Like, it's not enough equal give and take between you two is what I'm getting. And they're in this like stubborn take control energy. So they're trying to get control back of their life, their finances, their career. Thank you, Arizona. Appreciate that. And it says that they're trying to move on from this. I think the part of them was really imbalanced with you, and they're trying to move forward out of that. But don't expect a lot of communication or a lot to be told to you from this Taurus if you're dealing with a Taurus, all right? They're very stubborn right now, very self-centered and not self-centered. I mean, they could be, but I feel like they're very focused on them right now. Them. Hey, Shannon, Sun Moon. Hey, Elizabeth. Let's see. To my members, shout out to my members. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, what can you expect? For the ones that are dealing with a Gemini, what can you expect? For the ones that are dealing with a Gemini, what can they expect? Keep in mind, this is not for your sign. This is for the sign you're dealing with. So you don't watch your sign. You watch the sign you're dealing with. So if you're an Aries dealing with a Cancer, you watch Cancer's sign. Or if you're a Cancer dealing with a Sagittarius, you would watch Sagittarius' sign. 2 more shuffles for Gemini. All right. Okay. If you're dealing with a Gemini, this is what you can expect. expect. Hey, LA Donnie. You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for watching, Diana. Let's see. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, here's what you can expect. Well, you can expect that they haven't let you go, but they think that by avoiding you, they're avoiding a disaster. So they may be giving you this energy of like avoiding you, but we'll see, even though they may be avoiding you or keeping you kind of on hold or just kind of just avoiding you overall, what they're not telling you is that they still haven't let you completely go. They feel like things are not going right now. If I were you, I would not communicate with this Gemini right now because they may avoid communicating with you. But I think at some point there will be communication, but I would not be pushy toward this Gemini to communicate. Let them communicate or just let things happen naturally between you and this Gemini, all right? Because it's telling me for some of you, they're avoiding communicating with you or avoiding communication overall. So that could be a note to not reach out or to not, just kind of hold back because I feel like communication will happen eventually. But right now they're just trying to avoid a disaster. But I think in the end, they're going to try to make it happen with you. Or they're going to at least try. Now, for some of you, I'm seeing them kind of turn their back and avoid the situation. And for some of you, I'm seeing them eventually come back around to try to make it happen. It could go either way. That's a free will at play. Why is this Tower reversed and Page of Wands here? Right now, they're kind of on the defense, kind of guarded. If I were you, I wouldn't reach out. I would just let communication happen eventually. It don't matter who reaches out. I would just say, if you were, I'm getting that if you were to communicate with this Gemini or they were to communicate with you, somebody may avoid it because they think it's going to be a disaster again. But just let things happen naturally is what I want to keep saying. I keep getting that phrase in my head, let things happen naturally, all right? I do see eventual communication, all right? Between you and that Gemini. Could be 3 people involved in that as well. I got that 3 of Wands reversed. Still with Cancer, all right? For the ones that are dealing with a Cancer, what can they expect? For the ones that are dealing with a Cancer, what can they expect? All right, here we go. Well, this Cancer, I think they're just done with the conflict with you and them, all right? There was deception that was known or came out between you two in the past, whether it was you being deceptive or them. The deception is known. They're going to come back around to you, but I feel like the player ways are still there. So you two will reunite or come back together at some point, but it's telling me that somebody's player ways have not changed, all right? I see it wouldn't last long between you and this Cancer because I feel like either you play around a lot or they play around a lot. There's a lot of playerism here, and that's why it would not be long lasting or fulfilling. So you two may clear the air with one another, like whether it's a apology or whether it's like a reconciliation or some type of coming back together is what it's emphasizing. But it's telling me that if you were to return or they were to return, the player ways are still there, the inconsistencies, and it would go right back to shit anyhow. So you need to be careful if you're dealing with a Cancer because I'm seeing it would go right back to shit. All right, it's emphasizing that times 3. All right, and that's what I'm getting. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, that's your story. All right. What if about the ones that are done with a Leo? It was very straightforward. I couldn't get anything else but that out of that. For the ones that are done with a Leo, what can they expect? So the ones that are done with a Leo, what can they expect? All right. All right, so for the ones that are done with a Leo, there will be communication between you two. The communication will come in. Ooh, I don't like that though. So some of you were played by a Leo or you were playing a Leo. Somebody was, there will be communication. There's a player again, that King of Wands reverse is showing out in a lot of my readings. I feel like a part of them wants to open, I feel like there will be communication and someone opens up. So if you're doing a Leo, there will be communication and someone may possibly open up is what it's telling me. But then it's like it's going to be very on and off communication between you two. All right. So whether it was you playing the Leo or the Leo was playing you, I feel like the player ways are still there. Like I was getting for Cancer. Some of you doing a Cancer. The King of Wands reverse is there. I see some here. If you're doing a Leo, I see emotions or something being offered. But it's almost as if somebody turns their back eventually because somebody still is up to no good. And I don't know if it's the Leo doing this or if it's the person they're dealing with, the Leo's dealing with. There's player ways that are still there. All right. Specifically, if you're a water sign dealing with a Leo or a Leo dealing with a water sign, that's for some of you. I'm just getting a sense of there's going to be communication between you two. That's what I'm getting. But either somebody's still up to no good, somebody still hasn't changed their player inconsistent ways. And I'm getting the somebody's going to turn their back eventually anyways. It's kind of like what the Cancer just got. All right, I see communication, but I would say if you're dealing with a Leo, don't expect much out of it. All right. Whether it's, it could go either way. I'm just reading from what the cards are telling me. Let's see. What about Virgo? What about the ones that are dealing with a Virgo? What about the ones that are dealing with a Virgo? Damn, that was fast. There will be a reconciliation or an apology with you and an Aries or an air sign, Virgo. Or if you're dealing with a Virgo, I'm getting confused because I keep forgetting that I'm reading for the people that are dealing with that sign. So one more shuffle. If you're dealing with a Virgo, what can you expect? Let's see. All right, that's it. So if you're dealing with a Virgo, this is what you can expect. Part of them is they're throwing their hands up. They're really in their head about you. They're in their head that something came to a halt, or like there was no commitment that was happening between you two, or a lack thereof. Some of you was a breakup or divorce. That's for some of you. But for the ones that were not dealing with a breakup or divorce, I just feel like this Virgo is throwing their hands up in a sense, and I feel like they're really in their head. For some of you, they want to reconcile with you or work things out. I see a reconciliation. It keeps talking about there's going to be an apology or a reconciliation with a Virgo. I don't know who did wrong. What, you just apply it to how you know it fits into your life. Like I'm seeing a potential for conflict to stop between you two, a reconciliation with you and this Virgo, for the ones that are dealing with a Virgo. But what I'm also getting is, it's like, and I keep getting the same repetitive storylines. It came out for Cancer and Leo. It's like, if you reconcile with this person, you two could probably just like reconcile, but I don't see it going to another relationship or being in a relationship. That's what I'm getting. I don't see a relationship. All right. I see a potential for you two to be adults and work things out and basically just not have hard feelings. But if you're expecting something to go past that, then I would say you need to really reconsider. All right. So let's see if you're dealing with a Libra, this is what you can expect. So if you're dealing with a Libra, this is what you can expect. Keep in mind, you don't watch for your sign, you watch for the sign you're dealing with, all right? So for the ones that are dealing with a Libra, what can they expect? 4 more shuffles, all right. Thank you, Nicole, appreciate that. Right back at you. 2, 3, and 4. Hey, Tanel Hendricks, how you doing? Aren't you doing with a Capricorn? Tanel, I think I remember you from my chat where you were mentioning the Capricorn. That may be you. I think that's you. All right. Hey, okay, all right. So let's see. If you're dealing with a Libra, what you can expect. Ooh, I see you too. I see an exchange between you two, and I'm seeing the potential for a relationship between you two, but they need to be more open emotionally, or you do. See, the problem here is there's a potential, the energy is saying that there could be happily ever after between you two, or a relationship that's possible between you and this Libra, but either you need to be more emotional or they do. Some of you know what I got a water, earth, fire sign in here, but that's right. We're just reading for the one that are dealing with. So if you're dealing with a Libra, I feel like there's a potential for a relationship there, but somebody needs to be open to it. Whether it's you need to be more open or they do, all right, is what it's telling me. They're holding back, this Libra is, but I think there's going to be an exchange between you two, is what it keeps talking about. But I feel like someone is just emotionally bored, whether it's you or this Libra. Like somebody's not being open to it. So if you're doing a Libra, either they're being emotionally unavailable or you are. That's why it's not going anywhere. There needs to be more open emotions. You know, if the emotions don't open up, I'm just getting that it'll be a stalemate. It won't go nowhere. Somebody's got to be more open to it. Why is this King of Cups reverser for? Some of you, somebody's already involved or in a marriage or commitment. That's for some of you. Yeah, I'm just not seeing growth due to unemotional unavailability with this Libra. All right. You may be involved. They may be involved. All right. So that could go either way. All right. It doesn't have to be anybody else involved. I'm just throwing that out there because it's almost like it's like it's a possibility there, but there's just emotional unavailability. All right. All right. Here we go. If you're dealing with a Scorpio, this is what you can expect. What can people expect that are dealing with a Scorpio? I don't think they've walked away from you, this Scorpio. I don't think they fully are walking away from you. One more shuffle. Thank you for the $10, Lazy. I appreciate that. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, yeah, they have not. They have emotion for you, but they're not going to express it, or they're being non-expressive with their emotions. They're trying to move on, but the love they have for you is still there. Like they secretly want to reconcile with you. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, they do want to reconcile with you. They don't want any more conflict with you. If anything, they're more balanced in their life now, as opposed to the, you two had a lot of conflict in the past, and basically, they don't want that conflict with you anymore. For some of you, I'm getting that they want to reconcile with you. Like they want to, they secretly want to. Some of you are from a distance, or there's just distance there, obviously. I'm getting that basically in the end, they just may decide to move on and become unavailable to this situation. In the end, that's the predictive, all right? Or either you stop reaching out or stop being emotional, and eventually somebody will move on, is what it's telling me. But I get that basically they may want to reconcile with you. So if you're doing a Scorpio, they may want to secretly apologize, or you want to apologize. Somebody wants to secretly reconcile with you. They're not really expressing. I think the love is still there. I can't help but get off that storyline. So if you're dealing with a Scorpio, the love is still there. I think they want to reconcile with you, but they're holding back. If you're dealing with one that you had a fallout with, obviously this wouldn't apply to someone who's already dealt with a Scorpio who they're on good terms with, but that's what I'm getting, all right? Thank you, Tanel. Appreciate that. Let's see. What about the ones that are done with a Sagittarius? What can they expect? So for the ones that are done with a Sagittarius, what can they expect? So for the ones that are done with a Sagittarius, what can they expect? One more shuffle. All right. Thanks for the $4.99, Kristen Ferreira. Appreciate that. Thanks for your continued support. One more shuffle. Shout out to my members, Christina, Elizabeth. Thank you. 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 If you're with a Sagittarius, I don't even think they're happy in their own life right now, honestly. They're more on the business career front. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, they're more on the career and business front. Like they're more, for some of you, there's somebody else in their energy. I have to say it, or I'm getting a lot of storylines here. So please apply to what fits your life. All right. They're trying to get more control over their emotions, their career, their business. That's a big, huge focus for them. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, they're very detached. Yet are very career and money focused. For some of you, there's another person in this equation, and I cannot help but think that. So whether it's you have another person or they do, so if you're doing with a Sagittarius, I feel like there's multiple people involved. I don't know on whose behalf, all right? Yeah, I don't see them being that communicative or up front. I feel like, honestly, they're so career and money focused. For some of you, they have a same... Why am I getting a homosexual storyline here? Not everybody's dealing with a homosexual storyline. I get it, okay? But somebody may have same-sex attraction. Reason I say that because two kings came out right next to each other, and that made me kind of think, okay, sorry, that is not for everybody. Please don't panic and think that you're dealing with somebody who likes men or women. I'm just saying that's what's coming out. But if that's not your storyline, I'm just getting that there may be more people in this equation, or there is a lot of people in this equation. All right, is what it's telling me. I feel like someone's just not being truthful. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, there's no truth, there's no clarity, there's no. All right, I feel like they're written more in a stubborn energy, more on the career and business front. Is what I keep picking up on, all right? That's what their biggest focus is. Let me do another Sagittarius, because now everybody's dealing with that. Let me do another Sagittarius. For the ones that didn't resonate with that, give me, all right, for the ones that are dealing with a Sagittarius, what else can you tell me? For the ones that didn't resonate with the first one, what can you tell me? Welcome, new member. Look, they're coming out again. They're very career and business focused. I'm telling y'all, this person's very self-centered right now, this Sagittarius. Look, they come out the same cards. Again, there may be other people in their energy they're dealing with, Sagittarius, or not Sagittarius, but the people that are dealing with Sagittarius, and they're holding back. King of Pentacles reverse. Why is this here? And the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like they kind of think about you, but they don't really have the most positive memories with you. But they do think about you. You are on their mind at times. But they're very, very career, business, prosperity. That's what their biggest focus is. Kind of holding back. Could be having money issues as well. I feel like that's a big focus for them if you're dealing with a Sagittarius. I think there's another person in this equation. I have to stick to my guns, whether you know it or not. There is somebody else there. I don't know if it's on the Sagittarius' front or the person they're dealing with. I don't know. All right. All right. Capricorn. Very rarely do I get storylines that talk about same-sex things, but as soon as I laid those two kings out right on top of one another, it just made me think. All right. Here we go. Capricorn. What about Capricorn? What about the people that are done with a Capricorn? Oh, they feel like a failure. That came out twice. 6 of Wands reverse. So this Capricorn feels like a failure with you. This Capricorn feels like a failure with you. Oh yeah, it could be masculine energy. I didn't say that was a definite. That's just what came to my head. I go with my intuition. Yeah, there was a separation between you two, a heartbreak. I do see them getting over you and getting more stable, but I feel like they feel like a failure, but they're not expressing a whole lot to you, kind of being cold. There was definitely deception there with you in this Capricorn. All right, that somebody wasn't being truthful. There may have been, yeah, I feel like somebody was definitely playing with this. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn, there was definitely somebody playing one another. One person was playing the other one. They had a lot of people involved. All right, so if you were dealing with a Capricorn, I feel like there was a lot of playerism going on. I don't know who it was. All right, is what it's telling me. I see them getting over you more so than being with you if you're dealing with a Capricorn, all right? I don't see the best new start. I feel like, honestly, although they feel like a failure with you, you wouldn't know it because they're so cold and detached. You wouldn't know much. You wouldn't really get much out of this person if you're dealing with a Capricorn, all right? And there was a lot of playerism going on, a lot of inconsistency. Someone was like a playboy, playgirl type. And that's why the separation was caused or will be caused because of the playerism, all right? I don't see a new start. I see more holding back. So if you're doing a Capricorn, I'm not seeing the best of outcomes between you two, all right? There definitely was a third-party situation or a liar in the midst, all right? So even though they feel like a failure, that's fine. But I feel like it's not going to go where you want it to with this Capricorn, all right? That's what I'm picking up on, all right? If you're doing an Aquarius, if ones are doing an Aquarius, what can they expect? Hey, it's a Pentacles. So if you're doing a Aquarius, what can you expect? So we're doing an Aquarius, what can they expect? Well, they feel powerless, like they're giving up on this. Aquarius is probably giving up on you. They haven't got over you yet, but they're at the point where they're almost over you. A part of them wants to come back to you. A part of them wants to just let this end, all right? I do see them keeping their options open or having other options, but I think a part of them may want to return back to you, but they feel powerless, like they can't make it happen with you. So I'm also getting a storyline here that if you were done wrong by an Aquarius, they may feel like it's beyond repair, or vice versa. If you did an Aquarius wrong, they may feel like it's beyond repair. But I feel like a part of them wants to make the situation right with you, but if they kind of feel powerless, like it's not going to go anywhere, and they've kind of given up, and they may decide to just get over you and keep their options open, all right? Yeah, I think a part of them still kind of feels left out in a sense. It's almost like they want to make something work with you, but they feel powerless if you're dealing with an Aquarius, all right? And they have a lot of options that are going to just keep their options open in the end, all right, is what it's telling me. But some of you, if you're dealing with an Aquarius that went cold on you or something happened between you two, I do see a return possible, all right? It really is by free will. This is not something that's it's not 100% going to happen, but it looks like it's more free will in that sense, all right? Let's see. We're dealing with a Pisces. What can you expect? If you're dealing with a Pisces, what can they expect? Or what can you expect if you're dealing with a Pisces? So for the ones that are dealing with a Pisces, what can they expect? Hey, Judy. 2 more shuffles, all right. And stick around, collective. I'm going to do a collective too, all right? Well, this Pisces, there could be forgiveness between you two, or whoever did wrong. There will be a potential for forgiveness. I don't see you two being together again or staying together, whatever it may be. But I feel like, honestly, they have their guard up towards you. Right now, they're holding back and they're kind of isolated from you, this Pisces that you're dealing with. But there may be forgiveness between you two, or somebody wants forgiveness, all right? Or and they're not committing to this anymore. I feel like, see, this is very conflicted. There could be holding back from you as well. I feel like, honestly, if you're dealing with a Pisces, there may be guilt there. So whether you did something wrong, they did something wrong, they may want to return and make a situation right. And forgiveness is showing up heavily. So if you're dealing with a Pisces, there could be forgiveness between you two. But I think they do a lot of holding back. Oh, they're holding back. They're isolated. All right? And somebody feels guilty. I don't know if that's you. I don't know if that's them. I'm just telling you the story that I'm getting. All right? I don't see you two staying or being together. But I do see that there's a potential for you to work things out with one another, like get to a stable ground, get to a, be adults about it, kind of like work things out. But do I see a potential commitment or something lasting long? No. All right. Whether the truth came out or will come out, it should, is what it's telling me. Yeah, I see you being single from this Pisces, or this Pisces being single from you. That just flipped out of the deck by itself. I have accidentally hit the deck and it flipped up. So I do see you two being away from one another or being single from one another. So singleness, all right? You're done with the Pisces. Yeah, I see some of you are going to be better off single with this, you know, that's what I'm getting. So let's do all right, collective. So for what is this person? Tell me what you can tell me about the collective. Everybody that's dealing with any sign, what can they, you know, let's see. The Queen of Swords. Some of you, this person wants to speak to you. Air sign, if you're dealing with air. There was some type of ending or betrayal that happened between you two, and they're going to come back around to you and they want to speak to you. So this person wants to come back around to speak to you, collective. So if you're a collective, something ended between you two, but I think it left a mark on this person. It left them scorned. It left them feeling kind of hopeless. They're not communicating right now, but you can expect communication around what number, please? A page. So 1 month, 1 week, some of you 1 year. Some it's a Sagittarius. I got the Temperance card here. They will come back around to you. They will. I think they're scorned too. I don't think you're the only one that feels hurt. I think they feel scorned too, or hurt. You know, hurt goes both ways, not just one ways, all right? I feel like eventually they'll come back around. You got the Hermit card, which is like Virgo season. So September could be a month. I'm just going to go, or it could be December. I got Sagittarius card here. Could be September. It looks like what I pick up immediately. Some of you may see this person around the summer months or the like fall months, all right, is what it's telling me. Or communication may start for some of you. Some of you going to be immediately. I'm just trying to give you a time frame here. Sometimes I use the cards to give me a time frame. All right, give me a number. 6. Could be 6 months, 6 weeks. Could be anything. Let me try not to push myself. Right, I'm not really that great with time frames. I can predict, but I'm not the best with time frames. Could be 6 months, 6 weeks. Who gives a shit, right? I just feel like you're not the only one that's hurt. All right, I do see you potentially getting over it at some point. For my single folks in the room, what's their most likely year that they'll be married or committed? I'm just gonna look at it. I'm gonna look into it. So what's, for my single folks in this room, what is the most likely year that they'll be committed? Give me the next 3 years for collective. What is the most common year they'll get committed or married? Give me the next 3 years. Give me 2019, 20, 21. Hell, throw 22 in there with 1 card per year, 4 cards in all, please. Let's see. One more shuffle. All right. 2019, no. Woo-wee. 2020, going into 2021, absolutely. 2020, not 2019. Do not expect commitment in 2019. Whatever you do. Some of you are breaking free in 2019. So any little past shit, past baggage, don't expect it. Yeah. The end of you being single happens next year. Next year is the end of y'all being single. Y'all. It may have turbulence. I don't think it's your end all be all. I think some of you, like I always get for collector, I get it every time. So if you're single now, you won't be single going toward 2020, 2021. I'm gonna put it in that category of 2020, 2021. And believe me, my predictions are good. I hate to toot my own horn, but they are. I've had people tell me, well, Tyler, you were right. I wasn't single past this certain time. Well, I'm not kidding. I can tell you when people are coming into your life, but I can also tell you the ins and outs of it too, as well. So, collective, based off my cards, I would say 2020, 2021. Do not try to invest in anything in 2019. You can have fun. You can, take it lightly. You don't have to take it so damn serious. But I'm telling you, 2020 is your year. 2021. I don't think it's going to be your end all be all single collective. I don't think it's this is the one that's coming in, the one you're going to be with in those couple of years or year, whatever it is. It won't be your end all be all. There's going to be somebody else that comes in that's better, but this is just like a little appetizer before the real thing. I'm just going to put it that way. Because I don't see that next connection lasting long either. I'm going to keep it real with you, all right? It's just a little appetizer. It's like the blooming onion or the fried zucchini, it's not the steak or the lobster yet, all right? So with that being said, Y'all have a good one. All right.